What up guys, and welcome to episode 0 of my 90-day body transformation. Last year I did my first ever 90-day body transformation and I got to see my abs for the very first time in my entire life. It felt great dialing in and proving to myself that I can get in the best shape of my life while living a super fulfilling lifestyle while still drinking alcohol, traveling, and eating the foods that I love. In my last challenge, my main focus was my body fat percentage. I had a goal to get down to 12% and I landed at 15.1% body fat at the end of the challenge, which left me feeling like I was a complete failure. But reflecting back at that challenge and the results I got, I was nowhere near a failure. I was in the best shape of my life and I honestly didn't enjoy it as much because I was so bummed out about not getting to 12%. So for this year's challenge, I'm not focused on body fat percentage or the scale at all. I'm solely focused on how I look and most importantly, how I feel. I'm gonna base this whole challenge on 4 simple daily rules. The first of which is I have to drink 1 gallon of water a day. The second is I have to reach 20,000 steps a day. The third rule is I have to consume 200 grams of protein per day. And the fourth rule is I have to hop on here every single day, shirtless. I truly feel like that last rule is gonna be a game changer for me. In last year's challenge, I was given bi-weekly and monthly updates. So if I'm being completely honest, a day or two before the camera would be rolling, I'd get a little more toned up. This year, the camera's gonna be on every single day, so there's absolutely nowhere to hide. So it's really gonna make me think every time I'm thinking about grabbing that extra beer or even taking a few reps off at the gym, I'm gonna know that I gotta hop on camera tomorrow, so I better dial in. As far as the diet, I'm just focused on keeping my protein high. My initial thoughts are I'm gonna go into this being a little bit more low carb, and the reason for that is it just makes me feel better when I've got less processed carbs in my body and carbs overall. But I am running a lot, so I do not wanna make a promise that I'm eliminating carbs fully because I might need them a little bit more in the next few months. So again, just gonna listen to my body, but again, the biggest thing is keeping that protein high. Now for the weekly rules, aside from my cardio and running, which is kind of part of my daily and weekly life, I'm committing to strength training 4 times per week. For me, I honestly just don't like lifting weights on my own, but I know it's super necessary to get the physique I want, so I'm dialing in on that. And lastly, I'm stripping myself down to only being able to drink alcohol once per week. Even though we don't casually drink here at home, I've noticed with all the outings and family get-togethers and traveling, sometimes I'm drinking 3 to 4 times a week. And although sometimes it's only a drink or 2 at a restaurant with friends, for me, alcohol is kind of a gateway to unnecessary calories and honestly not making me feel great. So I'm definitely cutting it out to just once per week for the next 90 days. The only caveat to that is I am allowing myself to roll over drinking days, which means if I don't drink it all this week, that means next week I could drink twice. So the reason for that is I do have some really fun activities with family and friends over the next few months, and I want to be able to enjoy being where my feet are, but that does not mean that I don't have to sacrifice throughout the whole 90 days to be able to get those experiences. So some of those Wednesday night happy hours might just turn into water outings for now, and I'm completely okay with that. My overall goal in the next 90 days is to just get my abs back and have them more defined than they were last year, and to put some more size on my upper body, specifically my shoulders and my biceps. So if you have any workouts or advice you'd like to share in the comments, please let me know because I'm currently working out solo, so any help is really greatly appreciated. And now for my hope in filming all of this, it's not just to get in the best shape of my life, but it's really to just show you that it's possible. I feel like it's really easy to live in excuses, but just getting the job done feels so amazing. And I felt that before and I would love for you guys to feel that. So that is really the biggest reason I'm documenting this whole thing, and forcing myself to edit these daily vlogs is really holding myself accountable as a content creator. So I'm really excited to see what it looks like when I have 90 episodes done in 90 days. So if I ever go missing for a day, make sure to call me out on my bullshit and I'll see you tomorrow for episode 1. Welcome to episode 1 of my 90-day body transformation, where I'm going to completely transform my body in 90 days and show you exactly how I do it. Started my day off with some hydrogen water. I'm new to the game, but def hyped to be here. Macy and I jetted out on our morning walk and scored about 2 miles to start the day. This girl was thirsty when we got back and I was hungry. So time to whip up our first brekkie of the challenge, one with some hard-boiled eggs. And can I just say, when you get a perfect peel, you know it's just gonna be a great day. I still be messing up the soft-boiled eggs, but we'll tackle that hardship on another day. Paired the eggs up with some ground turkey and a quarter of an avocado, and no meal is complete until it is completely drenched in sriracha. Got some work done, made this calendar for the challenge, and then it was time for lunch. Hit it with some ground turkey tacos. Pro tip, use Greek yogurt as sour cream. Extra protein, and it is way better macros than the sour cream. Tastes basically the same. After lunch, I went and hit legs, which is my least favorite physical activity to do, but this body ain't gonna transform by itself, so here we are. Finished up the workout with 10 minutes of incline treadmill, and then it was time for some more protein. I usually avoid protein powder and stick to straight up meat, but getting 200 grams in a day is a stretch for me, so trying to switch it up here and there to get there. Fast forward to dinner, we whipped up some chicken thighs, white rice, and some stir-fry veggies. Again, gotta get the sauces right. After I finished this plate, I peeped the macros and saw I was still 30 grams short of my 200 gram protein goal, so a second dinner it is. After dinner, we went on our evening walk, which is one of my favorite parts of a Monday because Katie is home from work and gets to join us. Got back and was winding down when I realized I was about 3,000 steps short of my 20,000 step goal. Well, looks like I got some stepping to do. Got about 2,800 steps to go. Got about 1,000 steps upstairs, but can only do so much in the apartment. So Macy and I are gonna smash these last 1,800 steps out here at 9 p.m. Let's go. Can't fall short of the goals on day one. Just like that, we did it. 20K. Finished up my steps, finished my water, and day one became an official W. See you guys tomorrow for day two. Welcome to episode 2 of my 90-day body transformation, where I'm going to completely transform my body in 90 days and show you exactly how I do it. Started off with our morning walk. Katie worked from home on Tuesday, so she got to join us today. A nice little mile and a half to start the day. Smashed some hard-boiled eggs, ground turkey, and a quarter of an avocado, and you already know what it is with the sriracha. I had to do a little meal prep today because I'm heading to HQ for a shoot. For those of you that don't know, aside from this body transformation series, I also make comedy content and run a clothing line and a print shop and have our headquarters in Anaheim, so that's where I'm heading to today. Got to collab with Devin the Dad on some skits. If you don't know this guy, definitely go check him out. He's hilarious. After the shoot, I had some rice, leftover stir-fried veggies from last night, and some shredded rotisserie chicken. Drenched it in the chili sauce we keep at the studio and straight up inhaled this meal. On my studio days, it's hard to hit my step goals, so I'm making it a point to go on a daily walk while I'm here at HQ. Walking past our favorite little corner bar that I will not be visiting for a while due to this challenge, but it's all good. And now it's time to up the protein with a protein shake. Once I got home, I got run ready and ate a banana and a serving of peanut butter, hit a little pre-workout, and Katie and I were on our way to the park for a speed work session. This is the first time I've ever tried a speed work workout, and I had a blast. It was so much fun pushing ourselves and the lungs felt great. Definitely screenshot this if you want to try it out. Shout out Grit and Grind Dad for the killer workout. Took the lady Macy on her evening walk, and then it was time for dinner. 2 eggs, jasmine rice, ground turkey, and a little quesadilla. After it was all said and done, I saw I was a few grams short of my 200 gram protein goal, so I made a little egg and cheese taco and I was done. Absolutely smashed today, and day 2 is officially a W. See you guys tomorrow for day 3. Welcome to episode 3 of my 90-day body transformation, where I'm going to completely transform my body in 90 days and show you exactly how I do it. Started the day off with a morning walk and logged over a mile and a half, fried 3 eggs over some jasmine rice and rotisserie chicken, and made the cutest little piece of avocado toast. My mom recently visited and brought a jar of her homemade salsa, so I'm putting it to good use. And solid ASMR moment in 3, 2, was a guest on my good friend Joe's virtual podcast today, so that was fun. And then I gave myself a haircut off a YouTube tutorial I found. What y'all think? Smashed a protein shake, and then it was time for the gym. Had upper body today, and we got a good pump, so we earned ourselves some tri-tip for dinner. If you haven't tried the Santa Maria tri-tip from Costco, you currently aren't living, because this shit is so fire. Paired it up with some eggs, rice, veggies, and a little quesadilla. Speaking of Costco, it's that time of the month to go max out my credit card, so here we go, loaded up on the meats and whatnot. Came home, walked the lady Macy, and realized I had some mad work to do before I could relax for the night. Over 5,000 steps to go. It's 9 p.m. I'm gonna just head to the gym, get these done.
A few moments later.
Well, treadmills are taken at the gym, so it looks like we're doing this the old-fashioned way. Walked around my apartment complex like a weirdo for like half an hour, FaceTimed my cousin to pass the time. He's currently doing a little body transformation as well, and he's a couple months in, and he showed me a shirtless photo of himself, and I was like, oh, dope, is this a before pic? And he's like, nah, that's the current pic, so that was fucking awkward. But anyways, rooting for him for show, he's getting there. Finished the steps, but hit another little obstacle. Of course, I finished the steps, but I have 50 grams of protein left to eat. Let's start cooking. You already know what it is with another egg. Threw it on 2 more servings of tri-tip with some grated cheese. Got the girl a treat, and that's how we ended our night. Day 3 is officially a W. See you tomorrow for day 4. Welcome to episode 4 of my 90-day body transformation, where I'm going to completely transform my body in 90 days and show you exactly how I do it. Hit the morning walk with Macy Main, snagged over a mile and a half, had some work calls to attend to, and then it was time for a little pre-run fuel. Had some peanut butter and a banana. This isn't very aesthetic, but it was fire. Added a knockoff Pop-Tart, and I was on my way to attempt a new mile PR, which I hit. 7:18, baby. Goal is to get a 6-minute mile by the Honolulu Marathon on December 14th. Then it was time for the official breakfast. 3 eggs, leftover tri-tip, avocado, and the sriracha. Was still starving after this meal, so I smacked a can of tuna and some Kodiak cakes. Random combo, I know, but I'm really trying to get that protein in. Then it was time for legs, which I absolutely destroyed, followed by an evening walk. Katie surprised me with a little Jersey Mike's leftovers from her lunch, which consisted of some chips and half of a hot honey chicken sandwich. Paired it with some rice, tri-tip, and a spinach salad, followed by a protein shake. And then because I was feeling good, I ate the other half of her cookie too. So satisfying. And that's how we ended our night. Day 4 is officially a W. See you tomorrow for day 5. Welcome to episode 5 of my 90-day body transformation, where I'm going to completely transform my body in 90 days and show you exactly how I do it. Started the day with our morning walk and got right into breakfast. Grilled up some spinach and some ground beef, threw 3 eggs on top and added some avocado and sriracha, so fire. Got some work done and then hit a little lunch break walk and then smacked this lunch bowl I made of rice, ground beef, and avocado. Hit upper body, which I really need some new workouts for, so if you have any, please drop them in the comments. Got back, slammed a protein shake, and was still starving, so I inhaled yet another lunch bowl. Fast forward to dinner, where I'm gonna put you on game and show you how to make this protein pizza. Mix 2 cans of canned chicken, 2 eggs, Parmesan cheese, and Italian seasoning into a mixing bowl. Fork it up until everything blends. You're then gonna wanna put your mixture on some oil sprayed parchment paper and mold the mixture into the frame of your pizza. I like to go with the big ass rectangle, but feel free to use any shape that makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside. Put your mix into the oven for 20 minutes at 400 degrees, and when you take it out, it should have turned into a nice golden pizza crust. Pour your pizza sauce on your crust and add your meat. We went with ground beef and add more sauce and top it off with your cheese. Put it back in the oven for 5 minutes and you're ready to go. The secret is to broil it on high for the last minute, but be careful because that broil setting can definitely burn your pizza if you're not paying attention. Paired this with a spinach salad, some avocado and Greek yogurt with some homemade tortilla chips and a Netflix movie, which was kind of whack. Thought my night was over, but then I looked down at my watch and motherfucking titties in my face, I have more steps to do. 11:07 p.m. I'm out here getting it done. Man, committed. It is a little chilly out here. 11:20, but we're making these steps happen. We're gonna get to this 20K. Perfect streak continues. And as always, champions find a way. Day 5 is officially a W. See you tomorrow for day 6. Welcome to episode 6 of my 90-day body transformation, where I'm gonna completely transform my body in 90 days and show you exactly how I do it. Started our morning with our walk, but it got cut short due to the rain, so we got less than a mile in. Dried off, and then it was time to go to my grandparents for the day. My dad is visiting them, so it was great to see everyone. When we got in, my dad had these truffle pizzas on deck. Katie and I fasted through the morning because we knew that keeping calories low is not an option when visiting my grandparents, so we came ready. Paired 5 slices of pizza with this chopped Asian salad, and it was snack on snacks throughout the day. Snagged some grapes, tried these pop chips, fire by the way. Had a handful of nuts. Also, is this a Filipino thing, or do all of your grandparents have snacks just featured all over the house? Anyways, got a neighborhood walk-in, which was so nice with all the eating, and when we got back, it was time for a cooking lesson from grandma. Got to learn how to make adobo, which was my favorite Filipino dish growing up. Lightweight, adding this to our weekly rotation of dinners because it is so good. Had about 4 servings, paired it with some asparagus, and it ain't no Filipino party without some dessert. Apple pie and ice cream for the win. Before we drove home, I looked at my Apple Watch and knew there was no way I was going home with that many steps left, so we hit another long walk. After we drove home, I was about 3,000 steps off, so it was a brisk 9:30 p.m. walk for me, and then we called it a day. First day of not hitting my protein goal, and I'm totally okay with it. I chose to be where my feet were and soaked in quality time with family. If this is a cheat day, I'll take it over binge drinking and eating out any day. See you tomorrow for day 7. Welcome to episode 7 of my 90-day body transformation, where I'm going to completely transform my body in 90 days and show you exactly how I do it. Started the day off with a nice 2.5 mile walk, followed by 3 scrambled spinach eggs paired with some ground beef, avocado, homemade chips, and leftover protein pizza from the other night. Slammed a protein shake because we can't miss that protein goal today. Did some chores around the house and then took this can of tuna to the dome. Added some Frank's hot sauce to it. It was super dry, but definitely got the job done. Took this girl on another walk, and so I was still a few thousand steps off my 20K goal and did not feel like walking late night again, so I dropped Macy and Katie off and went and finished out my steps solo. Felt so good to get them done early. Dinner was fire. We used my grandma's adobo recipe on this ground turkey, and it hit just right over some rice and veggies. Still was a little short on protein, so I whipped up a couple eggs, a can of Vienna sausages, and threw it over some rice. Decided to spend the rest of the night meal prepping so I can crush this upcoming week and not have to figure out my protein all day. Successful Sunday, and day 7 is officially a W. 1 week officially down. See you tomorrow for day 8.